Hey folks, welcome back Inside Armwrestling. I haven't made the clap. I gotta practice that. That first clap was just not clapping the way I wanted to. I haven't made that clap now in about 3 months. And you know what, folks? I've missed it. But, you know, with every life and every event that we do, we're getting bigger, we're growing bigger, and Inside Armwrestling is kind of a tool that we use in order to help sustain, I should say, our growth and stabilize it. So we are back with Inside Armwrestling, and I have to take my handy-dandy cheat sheet. Welcome to Inside Armwrestling for all news on arm wrestling, fitness, strength, sports, and fitness competitions. You know what? I haven't been able to get it down, and, you know, to be honest with you folks, I wrote it, and I don't know why. I can't seem to memorize that line, but the clap I've got. All right, so we are here. It is now the week of the 28th of September. I use the Saturday as the week of because there's a lot of events happening the week of September 28th. But just to put a little bit of a timeline on it, we are getting started here. So for this week, you'll see us 3 times. We look to be on Monday, Wednesday, and I think Friday. Is that where we're going with this week, Anthony? Friday is our drop date. Anthony's giving me the nod behind the scenes. Anthony, get a haircut. Your hair's getting a little bit too long. He's laughing. I'm not. I am the George Steinbrenner of arm wrestling. Keep the hair off the ears, high and tight, and we'll be all right. Anyway, so we will be on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and of course, if we're taping here the week before, you actually can figure it out. We are not live, but funny enough, we are going to be live here in the 2025 season. We do have a new platform that we're going to roll out and announce here in the next 3 months. This platform is a gaming platform that has asked us to bring Inside Arm Wrestling to their airwaves on a weekly basis. So we're pretty excited about that. We don't want to drop the name or the date in which we're launching quite yet. We're working out those timelines with them. So instead of going forward and giving you a tentative date, I think we're just going to hold it tight to our pocket and let you know as we're getting closer. So without further ado, what did we see this summer? World Series of Armwrestling went across the country. It was an amazing time. One of the greatest things about me having World Series of Armwrestling, I get to spend a lot of time not only with quality people within the world of arm wrestling, but with my daughter. I got to see my son. As you can see, I've got my new proud Marine Corps dad shirt on, and it was just a great time. Season 3 had a lot of great highlights, and a couple of things that I think made us a bit better. And every year we try to strive from season 1, the 5 episodes, getting it out. Season 2, 10 episodes. Any day it's going to launch with the backstories from our athletes. Season 3, combining backstories, more prize money, more locations, a new look to the series. Each year we've slowly increased. So within any business model, I kind of believe in a simple philosophy. You can either start really big and have nowhere to go, or you can just kind of take that easy curve up there and create a crescendo, and at some point really top that out so that way you have established a timeline of constant success and constant growth. So that's where we're at. Season 3 is that midline of the first 5 years in our business model, and it's been just amazing so far. So as I go back, I'm going to take my glasses off as I look here. World Series of Armwrestling Instagram is growing. Thank you, folks, for following us. Remember to follow us on Instagram, follow us on YouTube, follow us on Rumble now. We are on Rumble. It's under G2F Film and Sports, or Sports and Film. Which one is it, Anthony? Film and Sports. G2F Film and Sports. Now, I don't have a teleprompter. I have Anthony. So just so you know, follow us there. Follow us on Facebook. Our Facebook page is growing too. So all of the quantitative social media places are growing, and I have to thank you for that. But we started off back in June of this year in Riverside. And just really to recap, but in June of this year, we had to make a last-minute decision. It was about 2 weeks ago. We were scheduled to be at Antone's Italian Eatery in Riverside, Jamie Sheldon's new restaurant, which is doing amazing. If you're in Riverside, you should be eating there on occasion, if not every day. I'm sure Jamie would love to see you every day. As well as picking up your NatFit supplements when you're done eating there, because that's important too. Jamie is a huge support and sponsor of arm wrestling in general, has been in the industry for a long time. And really, I've said it a bunch of times. If you are buying supplements and you have a choice to buy supplements and you're not a sponsored athlete, why you would buy something outside of the people that support you is absurd to me. NatFit is a great brand. He sponsors arm wrestling across the country. And if you have a choice, and I certainly understand that there's some peculiarities in supplements and sponsors and stuff like that. But if you don't have a peculiarity or a sponsor, buy Jamie's. I mean, damn it. I mean, the guy is everywhere. He was with us through all our events this year. He's our ambassador and our athlete director. So if you're not supporting Jamie, then there's something really wrong with you. As Travis Bajent would say, you must be a weirdo. Anyway, we started at Riverside, had a great event. We had a lot of the regular Southern Cal pullers come out for our inaugural Season 3 event. We had a lot of new faces too, folks. One of the highlights, I think, of Season 3 has been just the sheer number of new faces across the country that we were able to meet and get involved with the events. I think after looking at the numbers in 6 events, we actually had, in terms of new, at the first-time arm wrestlers. Now, again, we had people that have arm wrestled, which are new to us, come and support us. But new arm wrestlers, guys or girls that made their very first arm wrestling event, a World Series of Armwrestling, that total was 18, which I think was great. So we averaged 3 brand new arm wrestlers to the sport across the country this season. And that's a really cool number to rest our hat on, if you will, because ultimately part of this equation is growing the sport. We want to grow the sport. And the only way that you can do it is not only to be able to facilitate and to accommodate all of the great pullers that are existing, but also to encourage those out there that haven't met a table before. And we have now created a reputation of meeting all arms, elbows to pads. Arms, elbows to pads, Anthony. We're gonna use that as a call T-shirt. Maybe we'll do a T-shirt logo with that. So we started in Riverside, great event. They were our biggest event number of the season, and then we headed out to Texas with the guys and girls from TAL, Billy Ortegas, as well as Sarah Collins out there were our hosts. We had it this year at Wetzel's Riot Room, which was packed. I mean, it was a great time. The same owners of the Thirsty and the Armadillo and PRs own Wetzel's out there. They were gracious enough to allow us to get involved at that location. And let me tell you something. It was an amazing location, an amazing event. Third event was a special one to me. I think it was a special one to a lot of people out there. We headed out to Jacksonville, North Carolina, where we saw the 2-6, the Marine Corps Battalion out of Camp Lejeune, the battalion that my son is attached to. He's a lieutenant in that battalion, brought us on board to Camp Lejeune, and we had pretty close to 200 young Marines come out and put their elbow and arm to a pad for the very first time. And let me tell you something, after about 3.5 hours of working with them, lots of smiles, I got to shake everyone's hand, thank them for their service, encourage them to do great things with their lives, whether it's, continuing on with the Marine Corps, going out and being great parents and great people in the community, and hopefully get the bug and become an arm wrestler. But I could tell you that it was just an amazing time for us. It was a bit surreal. It was humbling. It was emotional in many ways. I got to hug my son, and I got to let him and all of his troops know that the old man still has a little bit more power in his right hand than he does, but that's okay. It's waning, and he's getting stronger every day. I'm sure he's going to be a force. And, not to give it away, he did take the amateur class, for the 209s out there against some really strong competition and ended up taking the super heavyweights. So great job for my son out in Jacksonville. That took us to Atlantic City. get that shake of the dice, throwing the Atlantic City and Peter out there and his team at the yard were just amazing. We had an amazing time at the yard. It was a great setup. It was full of a lot of new faces. People from the boardwalk came in to watch the event. First-time viewers, first-time arm wrestlers. We actually had Linda Lynn from the Long Island area, singer and host out there for Could Be You TV. She came in and did us the honors of doing some interviews for us at Atlantic City. She did a terrific job. Ironically enough, she had brought a friend to watch the show with her who lived right around the corner from where I grew up. I got to chat with her for a little bit. She owns a hair salon over there, and it was just amazing. She was a Bellport Clipper. So if you were a football player, you're a Bellport Junkyard Dog, but if you're a student, you were a Bellport Clipper. But it was great to see so many, familiar faces and new faces at Atlantic City. Through that was when Megan got off of the road trip tour. I took her back to Knoxville. And as you can see, I've got my University of Tennessee Vols, go Vols. I'll tell you what, wearing college hats is really pretty cool. I walk the beach quite a bit. And when I'm walking the beach, a lot of times people will look at your hat. And when I had the Oregon State, it was go Beavs, right? So I really don't know what to say because, I'm Cornell Big Red. Nobody ever goes, go Big Red. But, Oregon State, a lot of Oregon State alumni out here. Ironically enough, I put on the Tennessee hat, and even this morning, I had, go Vols, big game. They beat Oklahoma. I think they should be probably top 4 in the nation after that win. They commanded the game last night. But, I got to drop her off. She's doing great things. She's in her master's program in sports management. But it was a sad goodbye for me. It was a happy goodbye for her. She embarked upon her new career and really trajectory, if you will, for the next 2 years. And it was off to Kansas City. Kansas City was a really cool event. Let me tell you something. Ryan Johnston is a quality guy. He puts together a quality format in getting people to the location. We had a lot of pullers come. It was a great time. We went to Kansas City a couple of years ago, and we kind of reversed our results this year and really got the support of a lot of the Kansas City area to come out. Don Underwood, who has joined us on many occasions as an MC, helped promote that, really rallied the troops out in Kansas City. It was just a great time. It was a great event. And let me tell you something. There are a lot of arm wrestlers coming from that Kansas City event here to the finals. So the finals this year are looking really, really stacked. After Kansas City, we went to Salt Lake City or Ogden, Utah. Had another great event. Justin Green up there, who is our host, put us in a terrific location. His wife Trinity up there as well. Did a great job getting the community to come. And interesting enough, it was the very first time we did a kids arm wrestling match. World Series of Armwrestling is not a kids-based sport, at least at this point, but Justin and his wife put together this little mini tournament for the kids, and they had a great time. Let me tell you something. It was fun to watch. It was very, very well operated. Kids pulled very safe, which was a big importance for me. Anytime we deal with kids or any young adult under 18, certainly safety is the number one priority. Everyone's safety is the number one priority. But when you're under 18, you're in high school, you're in the grips of your young careers and lives, the last thing you want to do is get yourself into an arm wrestling match and break an arm or pull a muscle or stretch a tendon. So did a great job up there. We left Utah with some really tough pullers coming down. Let me tell you something. There are a couple of super heavyweights that are leaving the Utah area to come down and really put the finals on notice. I'm going to be honest with you. There's a lot of super heavyweights that are going to be gunning for Mr. Corey West this year, albeit that Corey West is just a gorilla, as we know. He is a next-level puller. But when you have some of the big names coming in this year that we have that have qualified, I really believe that the super heavyweights is going to be a very challenging division and one that should not be looked at as an easy walk for Corey. albeit he's been our champ now for the last 2 years. However, I do think that this year might be his most challenging year, which really does a lot for us as an entity. It says a lot for the sport as it grows. Corey needs the challenges. He's up on the world level, but he takes the time to come out and support the events here on the national level, which makes him really one of the higher quality guys out there. And he's just a great guy. Listen, if you don't know Corey West, he's an individual that you should follow on Instagram, follow on Facebook. He is a quality young man. And I'll tell you what, he's really probably the face of super heavyweight arm wrestling and world arm wrestling for us as a U.S. competitor in the not so distant future. He's got a lot of potential. So we got through all of our events, and now we're coming up to November 2nd. November 2nd, we will be at the Harley-Davidson on Merino Boulevard. A little bit different, guys. I know that we were at the Harley-Davidson in National City. We are not there this year. We are on the one in Merino Boulevard. That's the Harley-Davidson San Diego. A bigger place, certainly an exciting place. They are doing a lot this year to help us promote the sport. And just amazing people there. We are super psyched. We are going to be doing the weigh-ins on November 1st, as always. November 2nd is the event and the after party. We'll even shout it out with Kayla Talmadge. Will get us, I'm sure, locked in with a great place. Tim and Kayla are amazing people and assets for us. But I'll tell you something. Kayla is really the queen of what she calls the arm wrestling wives. I know she wants to put together a show. I'll look at this camera real quick. She wants to put a show on for arm wrestling wives, and Kayla definitely has the talent to do it. So we are super excited for the November 2nd. During that time, folks, we do have the September 28th Bike Week event that's coming up this week. We've got some really great prizes that we're going to give away. We're going to have $1,000 in an overall package we're going to give away in a very unique way. We're going to take the 3 lowest weight classes and the 3 highest weight classes on left and right, and we're going to pair them up for overall. So we're going to give away $250 for the top 3 lower classes, meaning that we'll have an overall lightweight winner, which will run off between the winner of the 54, I think, or 64, 84, and 204. Is that what I've got here? And then the upper echelon weight classes will also have they'll be the super heavyweight overall winner. So we're going to give away 4 overall prizes at $250. Try to make it a little bit different, a little bit exciting, get the money spread out between a lot of different weight classes. And we want to also let you know that we are bringing in the Marine Corps for that event. They're going to be there experiencing, again, arm wrestling and really trying to grow the sport. One fan, one arm wrestler at a time, and really trying to make a difference. And that's our plan. And what are we looking for season 4, 2025? We've already put out our dates for 2025. But let me tell you something, folks. We have one wild card date. We're not sure where that's going to be. We're going to announce that soon. But our prize money is going to increase once again. I'm going to tell you this will be the very first year that someone can walk away with over $10,000 in winning cash from one of our events. This is really huge for us, folks. I mean, I don't know that U.S. Arm Wrestling has seen a $10,000 cash prize in a very long time. And World Series of Arm Wrestling, as we have continued to show our success and garner success on all levels, we're looking to bring that and give that back to the arm wrestler. So we are going to be looking for our first 5-figure payout winner ever. And we're hoping that that'll happen in 2025. So stay tuned as we release that, more in the upcoming months. But if you are a fan of arm wrestling, there's so much arm wrestling out there these days, folks. Stay active. Follow people's pages. Follow the YouTube pages. Follow our YouTube pages. Like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Follow our Facebook pages. Follow our Rumble pages. Find us on Tubi TV. Find us on Amazon. Find us next month on Pluto. There's a lot of places that World Series of Arm Wrestling is shown, as well as a lot of arm wrestling in general. The best way that you can support the sport, folks, is just to support us by doing what's free, and that's clicking that like button and follow. So, having said all that, a lot of mouthful. We got done big recap of season 3. I'm really working on that collab. You know, it's that Chuck Barris collab. That was actually a pretty good one. It's pretty happy. So I'm going to bring my cheat sheet and roll it over here. Hold on. Anthony, my cheat sheet's gone. Oh, here it is. That does it for another episode of Inside Arm Wrestling News Report. This has been Greg Sharp, reminding you to train hard, pull smart, and lift safe. Guys, episode 1 back from the break is done. Watch us, subscribe, tune in, and as always, have an amazing week. Folks, if you like these stories and you want to see more, please hit the like button and subscribe to our page. Also hit the notification bell underneath the video so that way you're notified every time a new video comes out. And if you're on social media, specifically Instagram, go to the World Series of Armwrestling Instagram page. Please follow it. We'll try to follow you back, but it'll keep you up to date with all of the news and events in the world of arm wrestling.